chat window. I don't even need to see the thumbnail. Let's see. No, that's not right. Yeah, I'm a big noob right now. Okay. This is going to be good, I swear. Okay. How do you lose people in like 10 seconds? Okay. All right, guys. Let's see here. Okay. Well, whatever. I'm just going to start it and work my way. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Final Fantasy 101 extended trailer, okay? So I've done a few podcasts here and there all about that. There we go. I'll bring up this picture here. I don't have a video recorder device, whatever, webcam. But that doesn't matter. You just need to hear my voice, and that's the best thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying the soundtrack in the background. You might need to turn me up, and that's fine with me. Turn me up, bitches! So, yes. I want to continue this tradition for Final Fantasy for this month. I know it's Zelda month. Zero Score's taking care of that. And I just started doing, like, Oracle of Ages, or Seasons Let's Play for, to make people happy or something. I don't know. But I really want to get to making podcasts for Final Fantasy 15, so that's why I'm doing this one. So I believe that it'd be, something appropriate for you guys to understand and get used to. Okay? Alright, good. So people probably won't even be joining in on the stream right now. I'm just going to be talking to myself the whole time, but that's okay. It's whatever. So my other podcasts, I've kind of went into my Ultimate Final Fantasy Project video that I discussed, 46 minutes long, of why Final Fantasy 9 is better than Final Fantasy 7, blah, blah. Guys, if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's a very important and explanatory fucking video. And yeah, it's awesome. I hope to see more comments from you guys. I'm sure you guys see the ad with like over 600 views. I'm trying my best to get it out there. I really want people to see it and understand. And it's kind of exciting to get riled up. I mean, the game fucking Final Fantasy 15 comes out tomorrow. So yeah, that's a big deal here. Okay, so then I did some other, I called it like Final Fantasy Aftermath, right, as a podcast. So that was part 1. Part 2, I had a special guest, Zero Score, in the mix. I mean, it was my first ever guest on a podcast, just like you're seeing this monstrosity right now. I want to see, where is he? There we go. That's all I need to see right now is the chat room. I don't need to see anything else going on. I'm sorry, guys, if it's an ugly setup, but whatever. First time doing this. Anyway, so yeah, there's Aftermath Part 2 with Zero Score. Him and I discussed, we tried to go into Final Fantasy 101, but we mainly talked about Final Fantasy 15. And yeah, that was a fun hour and 15-minute podcast. I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool, and it was a little nerve-wracking at first. I got over after a while, but it's first time me talking to Zero Score, doing kind of like an interview with the guy. So kudos to you, Zero Score. So I appreciate that. And yeah, I also did a Final Fantasy preparation podcast, and this was in between Aftermath Part 1 and 2, and that was that was a before podcast on how I felt about Final Fantasy 15, and this is me now. Just to help out with this stream, I'm going to repost it. Okay, I already sent the message. So people are going to know sometime. I don't know when, but whatever. I didn't really plan this. I did kind of a really shitty job. Punctuality is my weakness here, folks, but, whatever. Okay, so as I said before, Final Fantasy Preparation Podcast was what I thought before I saw the extended trailer 101, which is this 9.5 explanatory video of all things Final Fantasy 15, and kind of gave it a backbone to it. Finally, we got the presentation we've been wanting, we've been desiring, because this whole time I felt like it's been a real odd experience I'm pretty sure for all of us and for Square Enix. And this is like the first game where they spent more than 5 years on, or 8 years, or whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure it's been like a decade since this thing has gone into the fucking meeting room. It's just a thought process. So a lot of new things going through our mind and their minds, and a lot of risks they're taking, a lot of risks we're taking, just because shit, this franchise is taking a different route, and we're like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't change the combat for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Don't use the same engine for Kingdom Hearts 3. Make your own engine. But hey, Kingdom Hearts 3 engine looks amazing. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks amazing, and it looks a ton of fun. But there's a lot of things that they're obviously not quite sure about. And that, for one thing, is the combat. They are using, I mean, for one, they're using the same game engine as Kingdom Hearts 3 for Final Fantasy 15. And is there anything else? I don't fucking know. But then, also at the same time, they're taking their combat from them too, which if you play any of the Final Fantasy 15 demos, it's kind of similar to that. So yeah, there are things like that to where we're not sure. We're really confused. We don't know what we're doing. As in, there's no really great presentation of the game. Now, my thing about demos, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the other podcast, is that demos just do it does a poor example of what the game is showing. Now, demos are specific on what they're trying to show. They're trying to show this, hey, this is how intense the story can be. Hey, this combat. Oh, I've been burping. I just ate a freaking salad. I don't know why I'm burping from it. You guys like salads? I like salads too. So I don't know what they're trying to present. It's like bits and pieces. Just give us like the whole pie. Or half the pie. I mean, don't give us the whole pie, but just tease us in a good way. Like, present your game in a good manner. Like, the whole development cycle of the game has been not that great, not even that great of a tease, because a lot of the times they didn't really do a good job explaining what they're trying to show. A lot of the videos, it's just gameplay and it's repetitive looking, as in they've been showing the same thing over and over. Like, I had no idea what the story was for the game, and I've been following it for forever, and maybe I lost track of time because I don't know. It's been developed for so long. But at the same time, I've been watching all their videos and stuff. And I just see Noctis in a car with his colleagues, his friends. And like, oh, who's this king guy? Who's this girl? Like, I don't want to spoil it too much. I don't want to be completely overhyped to where I know everything about the game. And my expectations are what I've read, and then when I play the game, I'm disappointed in the end because my expectations were so high. That's what you guys like to do when you're following this game so intently and passionately. You lose sight on what makes games really great. It's that surprise. It's that mysterious aspect to it that none of us can begin to imagine or can't even fully fathom the idea, That's what games back in the day, they were so great. I don't mind anybody watching trailers. I do it too. But if it's a game like Mass Effect Andromeda, I don't want to see 15 minutes of campaign, watch multiplayer in action. Like, I don't care about that. I just care about the tease, the teaser trailers. That's what I really care about. And then like a few trailers here and there. But I don't want to see the first 20 minutes of Star Wars The Force. Why do you even do that to yourself? So I do it for every game. And I strictly follow that rule when it comes to doing games like Mass Effect. Because I love Mass Effect. I never spoiled myself with that game when it was in development and showing it across EA or E3 and everything. EA, haha, get it? But Final Fantasy 15, I was the same way. I didn't really go into deep emphasis on wanting to know what this game is truly about. And the trailers usually are supposed to show that. But see, I'm having trouble here remembering because how can you forget such a game that's been in development for so long and you've seen the trailers and what it's trying to show, but you don't remember what plot it is? And on that Aftermath Part 2 podcast that Zero Score and I did, it was like that. Him and I had no idea what we were doing, what we were seeing, what is the main story of the game. Well, all those questions and concerns I had, just all things Final Fantasy 15, and you guys already know a majority of it. This 101 extended trailer, there's two versions. If you guys hear a dog barking in the background, I'm sorry. Grandma's here. It's not even my grandma. It's my friend's grandma, and I'm staying here for the time being. Anyway, weird moments aside. Yeah, we saw this trailer, right? We were just going in and be like, oh, it's a 101 trailer. That's cool. So we finally get a fucking presentation. Finally, they like sat down and were like, oh, maybe we should actually kind of show people what our game is trying to represent. And you got magazine articles, you got gameplay trailers, you got all sources of social media trying to explain it. But we want the developers to show us, not these other party sources, you know? And their like for example, their E3 demo this past E3 was showing them finding Titan or Colossal, whatever, this colossal summon, and it was cool to see that scope of a summon, because it's like you don't ever see that. You see it on a smaller scope, or it's just you're never one-on-one with a summon. It's like they never do like that mass scale size comparison, you know. So it was cool to see that, but at the same time they were like doing the gameplay for it and all that. It just didn't look very fluent, and then like it was an awkward experience because it ended due to technical difficulties. So I'm sorry for for Square Enix to go through such a thing in the development team, because they're really obviously they're passionate about this game. They put their you see this goddamn picture. This is a Versus 13 picture. It's not even called that anymore. It's called Final Fantasy 15. That sword he has, that's not even the same blade he has. I mean, sure, it's got the teleportation thing to it, but you know what it's a warp blade, I guess you can call it that. So when I watched this Final Fantasy 101 extended trailer, I was very curious, because I was on break in work and I had time, I had half an hour, and I was like, okay, 9 minutes. I saw this. I was like, okay, I gotta test my curiosity. I hope this doesn't let me down. I hope it doesn't spoil anything too much. So, in conclusion, it didn't. It actually inspired me to give this game a fucking chance. Why? Well, I'm about to explain it. Okay, everything that I had a problem with, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself about why I didn't like the game to begin with. Watch my other podcasts, because they explain everything, despite how long they are. I'm sorry. And this is a live stream, so maybe, it's, it's my first live stream, so how do I present live streams properly? Just, guys, you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't have an idea, right, about Final Fantasy 15. Or maybe you have no idea. Just, guys, watch trailers, do all that, do your homework, and then, while I'm streaming, you can, do your homework at the same time. So, as watching this trailer, it goes through story, gameplay, minigames, side quests. Like I said, all things 101 Final Fantasy 15. Which is awesome, because the trailer was so cool. Despite that opening cutscene of you pushing your car, no, it's fine. Noctis, I know your storyline now. You're going to reclaim your throne. You're going to marry the princess. You're gonna solve everything. The kingdom is under attack, whatever, being taken over by this empire nation, which murdered your father. You're the prince. You're going to reclaim your kingdom. That's what we needed from the beginning, and we never got that. It just seemed like they were just showing off their gameplay, their combat system back in the day. But now, the clear plot line is there. I don't have to scratch my head. I don't have to get a nervous itch on what the fuck am I watching. So, it did that. It showed character analysis, what your character is made of, what are their names, what are their special abilities, all things combat 101. You got to see how you fought. And it just went down to side quests, minigames, all that. And I got to see what the game actually had in store for me. Pictures just triggered me. I didn't care for the pictures because I thought they were stupid, what they were trying to show. Now, lack for a better word, I'm just saying it just wasn't innovative enough. Anybody can have a picture of you in a car. That doesn't make your game stand out. There are plenty of Final Fantasy games that involve cars, like 7 and 8. Wow, okay, you can send a picture of that and it's not going to do anything for you. That's the sad truth. Let's see. Am I still streaming? 1 second. Oh, I am. Good. Okay. All right. What does this show me? Okay. All right. Goody. All right, guys. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, it was worth my time. I'm glad I watched it. A lot of my problems with the game have been lifted, but some are still there because obviously it's not going to go completely spoiling everything. For fuck's sake, it made me have some hope for the game though, because that was the video that I needed. That is something that we all needed. An explanation, a presentation, an analysis. Like, the game's been in development for so long. We don't need to see any more gameplay videos. We need to see presentation value here. What makes your game stand out from the rest of the open world RPGs? Like Witcher, Dragon Age Inquisition, games like that are... Uh-oh, what'd I do? Sorry. So that's what I'm talking about. It's a big world. We need something to show us how big it is, what's in it, how can it make us want to buy this game? What is the hook? Where's the sales pitch? It was something we never got. Just because you say your game's open world or it's the biggest Final Fantasy game we ever made, that's not going to win people over. You're going to lose more people when you start gloating or talking, not even gloating, but just maybe boasting. I don't know. Same thing, right? When you talk about how your game is going off the rails of the normal formula and you're going to go with something completely different. Oh my, the amount of memes and triggers and all this blue pill, red pill controversy, all this shit goes on the social media and just blows up the internet. Yeah, when you do something like that, people are afraid of change at first because it's like, what are you guys doing? You spent 10 years on this, don't fuck it up. But hey, aren't these guys professionals? So maybe they do know what they're doing. And I'm just going to say, after watching this and remembering my horrible experience with Final Fantasy 13, guys, I think we're okay. I think 13 and its two ridiculous sequels that I never even was motivated to play, because guess what? I got so far in 13. After I got past this 30-minute boss fight, I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't find the motivation to do it anymore. It just wasn't worth my fucking time. The combat was okay, the graphics were okay, the characters were garbage, and the story was confusing. It was linear gameplay. There wasn't any mini games. It's just no fucking thank you. Then you gotta disgrace your fucking franchise making 2 more games. Oh god, 13 should just be one of those games that just doesn't exist anymore. It's like 15 better overshadow it. And I could say Final Fantasy 14 should shadow over it, but it's an MMO. It's a different type of ball game. But 15 needs to erase 13 from our minds. And this extended trailer, all those cool things and in-depth things, like, for the love of God, I thought the whole time all your party members could only wear black. Just, they look like a boy band. No, they can wear all kinds of clothes. What Final Fantasy game to where they have that type of cosmetics? Unless it's like a special costume, that's it. But maybe 10-2 had that because there was multiple costumes. But usually when you equip armor or different types of equipment on your character, the only thing that changes on them is their weapons. Like 9 is like that, 7 is like that, 8 is like that, 6 is like that. Now the Final Fantasies with classes where you pick individually, like Dragoons, Paladins, Knights, Blue Mages, Red Mages, White Mages, your guy actually changes. But even if you have armor on them as they change their class, it doesn't matter. They're still going to look like that class the whole time. So it's a very static approach. There's no innovation to that. But it didn't matter because we had imagination. We use our imagination when we play Final Fantasy. That's what makes it great about Final Fantasy games and fantasy genre in general, because we are required to use our imagination on a lot of things, especially when Final Fantasy wasn't using any dialogue. That was a huge thing. We put our own voices into it, and we imagined how the characters would actually sound like, which kind of left a little more of a personal touch, because it's like reading a book, right? You add your own narrative to it, in a sense, or your own context. You are educating yourself at the same time. So, going through time, there have been multiple games where, like 15, where the dialogue has been spoken, and that was since Final Fantasy X, which is a new thing. So, I like speaking of dialogue, it's great to show chemistry between the people because it's very direct. It saves you time. Obviously, people don't like reading, there you go. And if you do want to read it and hear it, you put subtitles on. That's the only thing. Or you just turn the volume all the way down when people are talking, and then the subtitles are on, and there you go. But you won't hear the music. So you have to compromise. And this is the new generation of gamers and gaming, how it is. We're trying to go forward. They're trying to go forward with their ideas. And the extended trailer, for example, the Chocobo racing. Wow, that's fucking cool. That was in Final Fantasy VII, Chocobo racing. I'm trying to remember if it was in any other game, but 7 I just remember so much because it was so hard, very hardcore when it came to the system of chocobo breeding and all that. And Gold Saucer, I won't forget. Remember, I made that video 9 reasons why 9 is better than 7. Oh, I know everything about that game. For the most part. Go Knights of the Round, bitches. Yeah, you remember that. So, yeah, just it's funny. It's like the video knew what everybody had concerns with. Like I said, the story, the combat, the side quests, the mini games, the summons, the the immersion aspect, the realistic portion of it, jobs and stuff, and how to make money, and it was just all my prayers were lifted for the most part. Now, still the biggest thing. Oh yeah, and your car is is an extension of yourself, right, and your group of homies, and then apparently it can fly later on in the game, and you're just cruising, and who is it, Prompto? I think whoever the blonde guy is, I know Prompto and Noctis, whoever the guy who takes the pictures. You flying in your car, you take a few Kodak moments there, here and there, and boom, you're there. So that's cool, right? We got to see how these characters are attached to each other. The good presentation value will do that. You'll see who the fuck, why the fuck, and how the fuck they're there. What is the purpose of these people? And I'm glad I didn't play those demos, and I'm glad I only played one. It was a platinum demo. I didn't like it at all. Zero Score and I talk about an Aftermath Part 2, so check that out if you want to, blah, 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 and type. So, guys, I wonder if you are feeling the same way. See, I told you, like, no one's watching this stream right now. I did a terrible time planning it. Why do I do this to myself, right, bitches? But that doesn't matter. You guys will probably see it, and you'll probably be like, what the fuck? It's only been like 22 minutes. See, if you guys were in here right now, and I'd have a little more to talk about, and I'd have some debates to go back and forth. I thought I would get some people curious enough, but that's okay. Maybe I can just indirectly answer anybody's questions who come across this stupid live stream. What was it? Okay. Well, one thing I do hope that it doesn't really go into analysis is the music, the score. And now, obviously, Nobuo Uematsu is legendary in everything he makes, and I'm pretty sure he stopped. I don't know if he still makes Final Fantasy music. I'm sorry, guys. Do you hear the Final Fantasy IX soundtrack on right now? Because that is the best Final Fantasy soundtrack I've ever heard in any of the games. And I don't remember any of the songs in 13 at all. Not even the battle music. That whole game was garbage. 15, on the other hand, I hope there's battle themes. I hope there's the typical victory theme. I hope it's just, this game needs to have everything at 110%. Everything has to have something special to it to remember. Location, or settings, characters, music, gameplay, freedom, real time, not linear, non-linear. It's just everything matters, and the 101 trailer, it fucking helps with that. But yeah, like I said, the music doesn't go into much detail, but who has a video when they're like, listen to this music? Well, they have voice actor videos, and where they show the voice actors of the main characters. And Marty O'Donnell, for Halo composer, there's been plenty of documentary videos of him making music for Halo. So it would have been kind of cool to see that. They did it for Halo 5. So it would have been kind of interesting to see that. Usually they do show stuff like that. So I don't know. It's kind of a shame because Final Fantasy music, there's even orchestras and shit, symphonies that tour around the United States or just anywhere in I don't even know exact locations, but you can only imagine. So the music is what made Final Fantasy so amazing. Everyone can agree with me on that. Everyone has their favorite battle theme. Come on now. everyone knows their favorite battle theme. That's like the key pinnacle of the game. The pinnacle key moment of the game. So guys, I know I didn't go so much more into emphasis because I don't really have any questions, and I'm talking about the 101 extended trailer. But just know that you guys should watch it if you're still having concerns with it, because I don't want to spoil it too much on what they completely go into. I want you to be like, oh, cool. I gotta have that mysterious aspect to it. But yeah, guys, like I wanna hear it. I wanna hear what you have to say. It'd be great. And next time, I'm just going to do such a better stream. I think the next stream will definitely be a stream about my thoughts so far on the game, which I did for Gears of War 4, but it was just a normal podcast. There was no live streaming, really. And, this is my first attempt. So, guys, like I said, check out my podcast. If you're getting the game tonight, if you got a leaked copy already, I commend you. But fuck you at the same time, because you got a leaked copy. I mean, it's not your fault that they fucking put it on retail stores, because that store needs to make money. But, fuck you anyway for not being patient. But, yeah. Leave comments, subscribe, do this and that. Check out the Aftermath Part 1 and 2. Final Fantasy 15 preparation. But if you're having trouble picking which Final Fantasy podcast or video to look at my top 9 reasons why Final Fantasy 9 is better than Final Fantasy 7. I spent 9 months on that bad boy, so give me a shot. Anyway, guys, it's been. I forgot to do my usual intro because I was just so conflicted with the beginning. Oof. So guys, it's been like 27 minutes and the time is 8:08 p.m. The date is 11/28/2016. I have been your podcast host, NikoTheLegend. And I hope to see you again. Pick up Final Fantasy 15 if you really want to waste your time. Hey, maybe you'll see me fucking some chocobos while we're at it.